privatization of firms which have become inefficient in the public sector is a need of the hour. It is actually the only way to save jobs in these enterprises. It is not that the persons working in them are poorer in any way in their capacity, in their hard work, but it is a governmental culture, the work culture which has come about, that is the problem. And the experience shows that every effort to improve that work culture is just not succeeding. In the central government, I studied 23 revival packages implemented over 9 years. They cost the country and the government of India 40,000 crores, but not one firm was turned around. Therefore, state after state and government after government in the center is tending towards privatization, towards outsourcing of many of the government's own activities for saving jobs, for saving costs and so on. And Orissa has been one of the pioneers in this for many years. The condition of Orissa finances is like the condition of many other states. They are in very great difficulties. Almost half of the population of Orissa is below the poverty line. So even if you had some money, should you be spending it in keeping such enterprises alive, or should you be spending it directly in bringing relief to the poor? And remember that the backlog also, the accumulated losses of public enterprises in Orissa is almost 2,000 crores. Where will the money for all this come from? Therefore, on the one hand, we have a large number of enterprises that are running in losses. On the other hand, we have governmental finances in such a condition that governments cannot now sustain these bleeding ulcers. So if you let things continue like this, one day the system will just collapse and all the poor workers who have been toiling away in these enterprises will be out on the street. The way to save the situation is get in private partners, aggressive partners, and thereby enable these enterprises to become strong once again and compete in this new environment. And Orissa has taken the lead in this matter. Orissa has taken the lead in communicating these facts to the people of the state and of the country. That is why they've been making various kinds of publications. They have been making films of this kind, and I therefore compliment the Orissa government for these initiatives, and I invite all of you to see what is actually the case study in Orissa.
Konark
TV started in 1974, and this is the way to our production center. Our stores were here and the sales department's stock were kept there. Between 1982 and 1988, we had given the government about 40 to 45 crores. From the huge profits we made since 1982, a big automatic plant was set up here in 1986. The plant was fully air-conditioned. About 250 people used to work here, and they were so busy that they hardly had time for lunch. During 1982 to 1986, we produced between 5,000 to 6,000 sets a month. When the electronics industry was developing, we were growing. The people of Orissa considered Konark TV to be their own. We were encouraged by this and were enthusiastic that one day Konark TV would be famous the world over. When our service centers all over India were in full swing, there used to be about 14 persons working in this store. Everything was so clean and well organized. Everything used to be within reach. The value of all the material lying here is more than 1 crore of rupees, but nobody is concerned. Then we were proud to be identified with Konark TV, but today it is deplorable seeing it like this. I feel as if my own child is dead. It's so painful.
संतान मरि जाइछि सेंति लागुछि बहुत खराब लागुछि याको एमती अवस्था देखि
आजकल टीवी चुनना मुश्किल हो गया है। एक्सक्यूज मी, 1 मिनट से।
पहले मेरी बात सुनिए।
10-10 अंगूठियां पैरों में भी है क्या?
सुनो, वो 90 चैनल वाला टीवी जरा दिखाना।
एक साथ कितने देखेगा?
अच्छा, वो हॉर्न साउंड सिस्टम वाला जो नया आया है।
अरे टीवी है या कार?
भाई साहब, ये सराउंडिंग साउंड वाला कितने का है?
खुद सुनेगा या मोहल्ले वालों को सुनाएगा?
लिप्स का वो जो सुपर वाइड स्क्रीन वाला मॉडल।
ये उनके लिए है, मेरे लिए नहीं। मेरी पसंद सीधी सादी कोणार्क टीवी। शुरू से ही कोई दिखावा नहीं। अच्छी पिक्चर है, अच्छा साउंड है, चमक दमक पे फालतू खर्च नहीं। मुझे और क्या चाहिए? कोणार्क टीवी देखने के लिए है, दिखावे के लिए नहीं। बुद्धू, अपना दिमाग खर्चा कर, पैसा नहीं।
In 1996, just before production finally stopped, Konark TV positioned itself as a simple set for the masses through this advertisement spot. More than taking on the highly dynamic TV market then, this was perceived as a simple admission about the inability to modernize or value add to its products. This marketing strategy, however, did not click either. Consequentially, more than 500 employees were out of jobs, the inaction of the government was blamed yet again, and the same hands that produced more than 60,000 TV sets a year were now idle and once again in search of a livelihood.
सरकार तो किसी चाहूनांती करिया पई घर पिला छुआ माने पाठ के पढ़ी पारनांती
Government just didn't want to do anything about it. Continuing our children's education is very difficult now. We had hoped that we would take care of our family by working here. Our dreams are now shattered. Government's refusal to give up ownership is responsible for our miseries. Some time ago, while our losses were less, there was a proposal for privatization from a Korean company. Had that materialized, it would have been so good. At least some people could have continued to earn a living. It doesn't matter whether it is in the government or private. We want to work and earn a living. But what do we do if the company closes? Our problems will only multiply.
आ कंपनी बंद हो गले आमे कोन करबो हम अवस्था बहुत खराब हो जिवो
More than half the public sector units in Odisha are closed. This has happened over the years due to several reasons. And today, even though we are in a situation where the state is already so hard pressed for finances, the few operational public sector units are losing money. Several of the public sector undertakings no longer meet the objectives for which they were set up. In most cases, the private sector has overtaken them despite years of government protection. The continuing financial burden of the PSUs increases our state's fiscal deficit and reduces my government's ability to pursue welfare and development schemes for the poor. Odisha today needs such schemes far more than anything else. Times have changed, and so we need to change our thinking as well. Unless we do that, we will be of less interest to investors, and consequently our youth and future generations will suffer. Despite the state's abundant natural resources and despite the hard-working people of Odisha.
समग्र भारतवर्ष रे जिते क्रोमोर डिपोजिट
80% of the chromor deposits in India are at Sukinda. The tribal population is high and hence there are no labor problems. These were some of the reasons for setting up the plant here. Until 1985, the plant was making huge profits. In those days, banks were finding it a problem to pay interest on our deposits. But now, the same banks are refusing to deal with IDC for fear of bad debts.
आईडीसी वाला आसुचंती बैंक को बैंक मैनेजर को जांको पैसा किए दो मूल मिलिबो नाही कि सुध भी मिलिबो नाही ड्यू टू करप्शन ड्यू टू पॉलिटिसाइजेशन ड्यू टू ओवरस्टाफिंग ऑल दिस डाउनफॉल हैज कम
हम लोन आने गुटे प्लानिंग करूछु जोटा के हम फेल
Our plans on borrowed money are always a failure. An example is this Mukund crane, which Mukund had produced on a trial basis. We are paying interest for that and incurring losses. It was to cost 47 lakhs, but finally it cost us 97 lakhs. The crane hasn't worked for even 90 years. The structure we have is meant for 2 cranes, but a third crane was unnecessarily thrust upon us. It is now a headache, and it would be prudent to sell it off as scrap or even just give it away for free.
जोटा कि आम बर्तमान गोटे हेडेक हो बर्तमान जे केमी से ट्रेन टाक आदर केजी हिसाब से बिक्री कर दिंतु बा क्या मागणार दे दिंतु
तेणु अंकुश ना जी अंकुश बसैबार कथा ता हाथ में पावर ना गोटे रिमोट
There is no check and balance. The people who ought to be in control are not empowered to do so. The plant is remotely controlled from Bhubaneswar, causing all these problems. 50 officers in the plant are more than sufficient, but there are 200. Their perks and salary are so high that there is hardly any money left for payment of wages to workers. Time and again the plant has come to a standstill, as it did 2 months ago when it was shut down. Therefore, workers heave a sigh of relief when they get their monthly wages. There is no certainty of payment.
guarantee payment.
We have to wait for our salaries, which have now become a matter of chance. Every morning, we wonder if our jobs are still there or not.
Uncertainty is the order of the day at IDCOL's ferrochrome plant. Faced with all the problems typical to most public sector undertakings, the plant's losses have been mounting year after year, just as Konark TV's losses did prior to closing down, after having missed more than one chance for privatization. But here, workers and their representatives have realized that the very continuance of the plant depends on a speedy and successful privatization.
Running this plant is like fighting a war. Unless it is handed over from public management, its future is bleak. There is no other option.
The government has failed in revamping these organizations. Therefore, privatization is absolutely necessary.
We foresee bigger problems ahead. We are already making losses despite having our own mines. If the losses keep growing, the plant is bound to close down. The only option for the survival of the plant is to transfer it to the private sector. The management has to be changed to end the present mismanagement. Unions and workers will always look forward to the plant running well.
The sole interest of a trade union is to see the interest of the workers. I have no objection if it is privatized. But privatization,
everybody should be made aware about privatization. Workers should participate in the decision-making process, and their interests, including their service conditions, should be protected. As they will be moving from government control to private ownership, they will naturally have a lot of apprehensions. All these should be addressed. Thirdly, the business development plans of the private party should be examined.
Private party, तार business planning कौन सेटा को भी दृष्टि रखा उचित.
Privatization is highly essential. In the interest of workers, our union will welcome that. Before the plant came up, this area was a jungle. It is today our pride. We want the plant to keep running and we want to keep working. After all, our children depend on the ferrochrome plant.
It is estimated that every day PSUs in the state hemorrhage about 4.5 crore of rupees. This precious money could have built more than 250 schools or 300 kilometers of metalled road every day. The losses are mounting day by day, and so is our indebtedness. There are not many options we have. My government is committed to protecting the interest of the workers of PSUs, who for no fault of theirs find themselves today in a desperate situation.
My name is Gyanendra Mallik.
I worked in Konark TV. I had anticipated the company would shut down, so I took VRS in March 2000 and started this business. After that, I came to know about SSNP. They asked me what kind of help or training I needed. I opted for computer training as I needed it for designing these items. I could then do these designs on my own. This has helped me a lot. I also invested into this business the money I got from VRS. My business is growing, and I now have 2 people working for me full time and another 2 working part time. I am now making about 5,000 rupees a month.
ସେଥିରେ ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଲି ରେସ୍ପନ୍ସ ଖୁବ୍ ଭଲ। ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟକ୍ଷ ଭାବେ 2 ଜଣ ମୋ ପାଖରେ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆଉ 2 ଜଣ ପରୋକ୍ଷ ଭାବରେ। ଏ ବିଜନେସ୍ ମୋର ଭଲ ଚାଲିଛି, 4-5 ହଜାର ମାସକୁ ଇନକମ୍ ହେଇଯାଉଛି।
Gyanendra Malik today earns more than double of what his salary was with the help of the Social Safety Net program of the government of Orissa. This program has been operational since December 1999 and has already counselled over 5,000 ex-employees of PSUs and identified training needs of nearly 2,000 of them. More than 50% of these have been redeployed, mostly in micro businesses. From developing IT skills in computers to agrarian-based training in integrated farming, the Social Safety Net program offers several options taking into account the individual skills, aptitude and capacity of the former employees of PSUs. The same program has been developed drawing from international experiences in retraining and reskilling, and at the same time takes into account the prevailing labor market conditions in Orissa. In addition to directly retraining people, the program also offers escort and support services to the former employees of PSUs as it did for Sarat Gochayat. Gochayat is today a contractor responsible for the maintenance of the premises of a leading educational institution in Bhubaneswar.
I used to get about 1600 rupees in the government job. We had a lot of problems. Salaries were irregular and then we lost our jobs and did not know what to do. I am today much better off and earn about 3,000 rupees per month.
And what's more, Sarat Gochayat today employs 14 people under him and is very fast adapting to his new and independent life.
Change is difficult, and our workers are surely more interested in continuing with their jobs. And the only way to ensure this for the few thousand PSU workers in the state is to offer these units to the private sector so that they continue to be in operation. This is in line with what is happening in India and elsewhere. In the past, it has also been undertaken in Odisha with a fair degree of success. Privatization or disinvestment is an effective way to continue economic activity and, more importantly, preserve jobs.
The fact that privatization saves jobs is best seen at another ferrochrome unit in the same chrome-rich belt in which IDCOL's plant is located. This was under government control till it was privatized in 1991.
When we took over, this was a new state-run unit at that time. There were 500 people, but definitely everybody didn't have a job. If we had continued like that, perhaps we would have shortly come to the situation which OMC plant came. So whether the job lost, say, or job last, we went for a situation where the job should last.
Bhamunipal plant is itself a story.
This plant is a story from closure to competition. Had it not been privatized, it would have definitely closed, and all 542 workers would have lost their jobs.
कारखाना बंद हो जाइथांदा एवं ये जो 542 लोक थिले तांको समस्तंकर भी चाकरी पळैथांदा।
Then there were too many people. Now the strength is appropriate. Then they used to be callous. Now everybody is busy. Responsibility was shifted endlessly then, and work could never get done. Now work is better and 100%.
ଅନୁଭୂତିଟା ସେଇଟା ସେତେବେଳେ ରହୁଥିଲା ଫଳରେ କାମଟା ବି ଠିକ୍ ହେଇପାରିନି ଏଇନେ କିନ୍ତୁ କାମ ଠିକ୍ 100% କାମ ହେଉଛି
ତ ସେ ସମୟରେ କାରଖାନାରେ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ସନ୍ ଯେଉଁ ରେଟ୍ରେ ହେବାର କଥା ସେ ହେଇପାରୁନଥିଲା ତ ଏଠି ଉପର ସ୍ତରରୁ ତଳ ସ୍ତର ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଯେ ପରିଚାଳନାଗତ ତ୍ରୁଟି ଥିଲା.
Production was much lower in those days. The management was ineffective and the top management just could not run the plant properly. Paying money to politicians at the expense of the plant was a habit here. People lacked motivation to work and thus the plant made losses and headed towards closure.
এই কারখানা পয়সাରୁ ହିଁ ସେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଚାନ୍ଦା ଦିଅ ତ ଚାନ୍ଦା ଦେବା ଗୋଟେ ନୀତିଦିନିଆ ଫ୍ୟାସନ୍ ହେଇଯାଇଥିଲା ଏ କାରଖାନା ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ କାମ କରିବାର ଗୋଟେ ସ୍ପୃହା ସୃଷ୍ଟି କରାହେଉନଥିଲା ଯାହାଫଳରେ କି ଏ କାରଖାନା ଲସ୍ ଆଡ଼କୁ ଗତି କଲା ଏବଂ ବନ୍ଦ ହେବା ଅବସ୍ଥା ଆସିଲା.
Exchequer's money or the people's money which was being gulped into this plant, we have reversed the thing. We are now paying some money to the state government. This has gone up to the tune of 2.4 crore a year. We are paying to government under various heads like sales tax, cess, land, pollution, all these labor facilities, all these things we are paying to the government. When Tatas took over this plant, the highest production was 27.5 thousand tons per annum. We have gone so far up to 47.6 or 7. It is only a sheer result of productivity per person that has increased. The whole crux remains that our biggest asset is the people. Tatas can buy hardware for any value, they have a lot of money. But if the people are behind those gadgets and machines are good, nothing can beat you. And that is what we are trying here also.
After privatization, we are given sufficient training in all aspects.
Cost विषय production विषय productivity विषय training देके up to date कर दिया होची माने
A soft floor worker is now trained enough to be as skilled as a manager.
soft floor worker को दिया जाउची.
Public sector.
When we were in the public sector, we had a confrontation attitude. To fulfill our demands, we resorted to banging tables and strikes. Now we are confident of solving the same issues through discussion.
Discussion जरियारे गोटे confidence building कर जाइए.
सरकारी संस्थारे जे निज लोक जे काम
During government control, it was very different. Only those officers and workers who were known to ministers or had high connections were promoted. That is no longer the case. Promotions are now based on merit.
काम देखि कि promotion दिया होची.
In a couple of years after privatization, the plant turned around and has benefited workers and the state as well. Today, workers here are happily working in what was once regarded as a white elephant and has started to dance since 1991.
I have a large family. Making ends meet then was difficult. Even my parents, who are now no more, faced the same problem. Everybody in my family is much better off now. We are comfortable and happy.